Hey, it's Neville here, and I want to talk to you today about something called the three-pronged pricing technique. Now, what this is where you offer three different prices to someone, so you can still salvage the sale if they don't have a lot of money, but you still have a lot of upside with your medium package and your more expensive package. Now, let me give you an example of how this works. The first time I charged a mid-sized company to do work for them was in college. I was buying a scooter from like a Ducati motorcycle dealership, just like a cheap $1,800 scooter. And somehow my nerdy self started telling the owner of the dealership that his SEO on his website sucked and it was really hard to find him online. So I offered to do some work for him. He was intrigued. He wanted me to help him with it. So he asked for a proposal. He wanted to know the actual price I was going to charge for this supposed SEO service I was going to do. So in my head, as a poor college student, I said, I'm going to charge him $500. And I just thought that was so much money back then. It was totally worth the few weekends of work it was going to take me. So I told a mentor about this and my little pricing scheme of $500. And if it were legal, he probably would have slapped me across the mouth for charging so little to such a big business. He told me, you need to charge 10 times that amount. And I just protested against him so hard. I was like, $5,000 for SEO work? Are you insane? I just couldn't imagine numbers that big back then. So he then showed me several ways to figure out how to charge a business more money for my work without scaring them off. You see, that was my biggest fear, that I was going to give this $5,000 figure to the Ducati dealership and they were going to laugh at me and say it's too much money. So here's the genius of the three-pronged pricing, and here's how it works. You have three different options which people can pick from like this. There's the basic, the advanced, and the expensive. Now the basic thing is the safe bet. That's the lowest price that you're willing to charge. The next up is the advanced. That's the middle section. This is the one that you want people to go for. And this is going to have your basic service plus a couple of other additional services on top. Now, the expensive one is kind of like the shot in the sky kind of package. You don't expect to get this package, but you charge a bunch for it just in case someone buys it. So usually this package is way too expensive for most people, but it intrigues them and possibly gets them to bite. The other thing it does is it anchors your price at a very high value. So instead of saying that I charge $500 for something, I could put my medium package at $1,200 and the super expensive package at $5,000. Now the person thinks that I do $5,000 work. So they're more than happy to pay for the basic or the advanced or even the expensive. So this is a super safe way to make sure you get all your business at normal rates, but drastically increases the chances of you getting a way bigger project. In my personal case, I went from getting $500 for the gig to them happily paying me $5,000 for the gig. Now, the interesting thing about three-pronged pricing is you're not just gouging people for prices. This pricing structure actually adds a hell of a lot of value to your client because they often don't know what they need. So in one simple pricing chart, you can show them what they can get for different prices. They also feel like they have a choice, not like you're getting strong-armed into some scam. See how they can choose whatever option is best for them and fits their budget? So if someone like me who is charging $500 doesn't know the client's actual budget, then I can throw in a super awesome rockstar package that costs $5,000 plus. If the client scoffs and laughs at the price and says it's too high, they'll let you know. But you're still safe because you still have the low price. It seems most often people tend to go with the mid-range option because they don't want to lose out on some of the extra features they get with that mid-range package. This pricing structure works really well for products, services, and especially consultant rates. You can see examples of this three-pronged pricing all over the interwebs. In fact, if you go to swipefile.com/pricing, I've got a bunch of them over there in my personal swipe file. So let's take a look at some of these tiered pricing examples. And keep in mind, three-pronged pricing is usually the most common, but you could do four-pronged pricing, five-pronged, but you don't want to get too crazy. So between 2 and 4 is usually the most common. Look at this Squarespace example. You see they have personal at $8 a month. That's under $10 a month. Most people can't afford that. So if someone's really cheap or on the fence about Squarespace, they're thinking, well, it's under $10 a month. It's like the cost of a drink. I may as well just buy it. But they have a little bar on top that says most popular for their professional $16 a month plan. Now, that's the one they want you to go for. And if you have a business, you can go for that 24-month plan. This is a great and simple example of 3-tiered pricing. Look at this Crazy Egg example. They've got a 4-tier pricing, and it's all neatly laid out in these charts. And the cool thing about this one is it visually shows what features you get with each package. So on the Pro plan, you get everything, and you can see that because there's green check marks on all the little items. But on the Basic plan, you only get about half of that stuff. So if someone's on the fence if they should buy Basic, Standard, Plus, or Pro, they'll just look at those check marks and see if they want those features or not. Look at this King Sumo example. It goes from $99 to $4.99 to contact us for the high-end enterprise plan. Check out this MindMeister 4-tier pricing example. It's actually a freemium thing because the Basic plan is free. So if someone's on the page and isn't ready to plunk down money yet, at least they can salvage this person with the free plan. But then they also show Personal, Pro, and Business. You can also see right under all the different features you get. And instead of using check marks, they kind of just omit the features that aren't included on this one. Also with the 4-tier pricing plan is WP Engine. So their plan names are actually kind of interesting. I like them because they're very descriptive. They've got Startup, Growth, and Scale. And then if you want to go bigger than that, you can always go custom. This is a nice little 4-tier pricing plan, and it explains all the technical limitations and what you get with each. Here is Price Intelligently's high-end dual pricing. Now they offer a very expensive product, and they offer it in 2 different ways. You can either just buy it at $45K outright, so $45,000 one shot, or you can go their $15K a month route. And it looks like they really want you to buy the $15K a month route because it says most popular, and it pops out on the screen more than the other one. Here's Go Animate's 3-pronged pricing. They've got the Basic Go Publish, the Go Premium, and then the Go Team. So if you've got a team, you go for that. And then you got 2 options if you're an individual. This is a nice and very visual example of a 3-tier pricing plan. This one is a 3-tier pricing plan from Information Street. So they just go by hours. So 10 hours do it for you, 20 hours do it for you, and 40 hours do it for you. So this is more of like a consulting plan. As you can see nowadays, especially in the software industry, 3-tier pricing or just general tiered pricing is super popular because it just works so well. Years ago, when I sold my first ever digital product, I used this 3-tier pricing technique and it worked great. I was offering a product for $99, and then for $167, they could get the product and a half-hour call with me. So this was actually a 2-pronged pricing structure. Back then, my time was worth like $2 an hour, so I was ecstatic when about 30% of the people who bought selected the more expensive option. I made so much more money than I ordinarily would have just charging for the one product alone. If I was smarter back then, I would have added another tier, a 3rd tier with an expensive package that would have been something like $1,200, where I would help them fully set up their first store in a day or 2. The whole point of this article is if you're trying to get more money for a product or service, try this 3-tiered pricing structure to show your clients or your customers that you have more to offer for the money. Now, I've actually gone ahead and in this post, I have put some pricing template downloads that you can have for free. It's just some spreadsheets in Google Spreadsheets form that you can fill in your own pricing structure and see some samples. I also have this cool 3-tiered pricing generator for freelancers. You can type in your name, the minimum amount you want for a project, and the type of project it is, and it'll automatically generate you a sample 3-tiered pricing structure. And you can look at it yourself and see if it's happy for you. What I mean by that is, a lot of people will charge way too little and be sad that they did work because it took them so many hours, so much time, and they only made a little bit of money. What I suggest freelancers do is you enter first the minimum amount you would be happy doing this project for. And then what it'll do, it'll generate an advanced package, which is roughly between 2 and 3 times more expensive. And then a professional package, which is roughly 3 or 4 times more expensive than the advanced. So this whole thing will just generate you a quick, basic, advanced, and professional package pricing that you can test. A recent consulting client of mine used this calculator and within a week told me, I showed 2 new clients the pricing chart and both of them went for the more expensive options. So I hope you have similar results too. And I hope you'll share this with any friends or colleagues who could use this generator or this pricing technique. Share it around the web, around your team, wherever. I really greatly appreciate any shares, any comments, any likes, anything like that. You can check out a whole transcript of this video with all the images and all the templates on my copywritingcourse.com website where I teach copywriting. You can also see more examples of tiered pricing in my personal swipe file where I just have tons and tons of examples of different pricing structures, even outside of the tiered pricing structures that you can check out and use and reference at any time. Anyways, I'm Neville Medora and I hope you enjoyed and learned. Thank you.